Good morning, troops. This is Dr. Kori with the Diet Doc, and we are launching into episode 9 of your motivational mastery sessions. It's Monday. We have hopefully a fresh perspective leading into this week, and what we're going to discuss today is all about how to proceed when it gets hard. You can imagine how many emails I receive on a daily basis broaching this topic of difficult, of hopefully with a perception of challenging, as opposed to this is so out of my league, Kori, I just want to give up. Because if there's one thing that I want you guys to remember, it's that if it feels out of our league, then there are just some things that we need to learn in order to get up to that league. But the email that I received that kind of prompted the desire for me to pursue this topic today said, Kori, I have all the tools and resources to be so successful, and sometimes it's just hard for me. So I want to give you 5 ideas to approach this feeling with, because underneath that statement is a feeling of stuckness, right? Of a lack of momentum, maybe a lack of enthusiasm for the goal, and just some uncertainty. So here's the first idea. She said, sometimes it's just hard for me. Yup. There's your idea, guys. It is, and please don't take that as me being, uncaring or unthoughtful. It's hard. When we have big dreams and aspirations, it gets hard. And so we need to ground ourselves in why we're doing it, come back to the real reason we started it in the first place, but it's hard for everyone. Often, too, remember this, it's not just about knowing what the tools are and knowing what the resources are that are available. It's about understanding how to practice the application of those tools, of those resources, okay? I know you guys understand this. In a previous video, I had talked about how it's one thing to be smart, okay? It's another to be intelligent and wise, okay? And to have the knowledge of life that we're moving forward into our goals with. We are practicing the application. And that's really leads into idea number 2. There are 2 words in that previous statement that I used, practice and application. Now with practice, think about it as both a verb and a noun, okay? I happen to love this because, as I've mentioned so many times, I have practices that I practice. So as a noun, a practice is an intervention. It is a tool. It's like me as a counselor or a coach teaching the concept, okay, the tool of cognitive reappraisal, all right? We have a thought, we can feel that it has a negative impact on us, we experience a negative emotion perhaps. How do I reappraise that so that I can find the opportunity within it, okay? The tool is cognitive reappraisal. Just because I know the term doesn't mean I know how to use it. So as a verb, that's the how to use it, right? It's to practice is to perform, right? It's to use. It's to exercise a skill or carry out an action, to carry out a method, to carry out a ritual, okay? And by definition, you do this habitually. And when we're talking about goal pursuits, we do this consistently and repeatedly. Remember, these small daily disciplines implemented, okay, it's a practice. The discipline is the practice, and then we practice this over time, over and over and over and over again. All right? But we have to know how to implement it and in what situations and with what people, because we don't want to use the same tool for every problem, right? If I need to, I'll give you an example in my current home. If I need to hang a big heavy mirror, okay, and I need holes in the wall, probably not. I know how to use a sledgehammer, okay, I know how to swing a sledgehammer. I've done it in the gym, but I'm not going to do that in my house. Probably need a drill. If I don't know how to use a drill, I'm going to have to learn. I got the tool, but I may not know how to use it. So here's the second word, application. Should we expect, I want you guys to ask yourselves this question, should we expect to make consistent progress, okay, if we act minimally? Because I've mentioned consistently, repeatedly, habitually, over time, practicing a practice. Can we expect to make real, generative, authentic progress if we're only practicing every now and then? No, guys, we can't practice haphazardly. We can't practice randomly, right? It has to be consistent. And research shows daily is the best way, okay, to inform and instruct a positive habit. So think about it this way too. We can't practice just when we feel like it, okay? There are lots of very unsexy, mundane things that I do every single day because I know it's going to get me closer and closer to the outcomes I desire. I don't feel like it all the time. So I like to say this, we don't have to feel good to do good, all right? If we truly want to achieve that aspiration, that outcome, that dream, that goal, we have to practice consistently. And we have to do it in a way that embodies intention, all right? We can't just, oh, maybe I'll do it, you know, when the time is right, I'll do it. I'm thinking I may try it then. No, okay? We have to have a level of awareness that says, you know what? I'm going to keep it right here in front of my face all the time because it's that important to me, and I'm going to schedule it. I know exactly when I'm going to do it, how much time I'm going to spend on it, okay? Full engagement. If you want to meet your goals, that's what's required. Now, here is idea number 3. We're going to struggle. Relates to 1, relates to 2, okay? We do it anyway, even when we struggle. Because here's the deal. We know that if we don't do it, there are going to be consequences that are going to be even worse, okay, than not choosing it in the first place. The consequences in the long term are pretty high, and I encourage you guys to ask yourselves, if I don't do this consistently, what are the risks, okay? But here's the deal. Why do we have to look at something hard as icky and mucky and crappy and discouraging, and then we're going through our days just kind of going through the motions? Why can't we do it with joy? Why can't we do it with humility? Why can't we do it with humor? And look at how silly in the moment we are being often when we're complaining and we're whining and we're crying and we're like, meh. Guys, we have so much power that we can put into every single moment to get what we want and extract the juice out of life, okay? So let's do it with a smile. It's hard. Let's do hard brilliantly and joyfully, because we know that if there's not any struggle, there's no progression. No struggle, no progression. No struggle, no progression. Come back to that every single time when you're like, this is hard. This is hard. This is hard. This is where I get to learn and grow. Okay? Remember this though. You know, if we're ever just thinking that we can only operate from what we are currently capable of, we're severely limiting ourselves. Okay? We grow into new capacities as we pursue the things that are hard and that we have to dig into. So we don't want to minimize our ability to become more complex, okay, more intelligent by staying stagnant and thinking, well, it's hard. I don't know this. This isn't a skill that I have, so I'm just going to have to outsource this or just be resigned to, you know, not accomplishing this because it's not something that I understand or really get. Well, guess what? You can get it. Go get it. Small steps, daily disciplines, over time to increase your sense of competence, to build up the skill, to use the tools, okay, and apply them effectively towards the outcome that you desire. All right. Now, here is idea number 4. You may think you have the tools, you may think you have the resources that you need to meet the goal, but there are 2 categories here that I want you to consider. Tools and resources come to us practically, and there are tools and resources that are more adaptive, okay? So we look at, let's look at weight loss. Practical tools are a food tracking app, okay? A practical tool is a logging spreadsheet. Okay, say I'm measuring how much water I'm taking in per day, how much proteins, carbs, and fats I'm taking in per day. I'm logging my weight, I'm logging my motivation level, okay? I have a spreadsheet for that. That's a tool, but it's a practical one, okay? I have saved menus from my favorite restaurants so that when I'm going there, I can look at them ahead of time. The tool are the menus, all right? Now, practical tools and resources are those that really relate to how I'm going to respond in certain situations. They relate to how I manage my internal self, my emotions, right? How I think about things, my mindset. Am I doing things with intention, right? And full engagement and presence. So practical things are the things that I can usually see, okay? It's the screwdriver, it's the hammer, and then the adaptive stuff is internal, all right? So we may have the practical stuff, but unless we are also practicing and learning about the adaptive stuff, it may be very difficult to begin using the practical stuff, right? If I have all the tools, you know, I've got my app, I've got my tracking spreadsheets, I've hired a coach, and yet I procrastinate on everything because I just feel overwhelmed all the time and I have so much stuff on my plate, Kori, and you know, there's just so many things, I don't have any time. That's adaptive. And I would ask you to go, if you're saying, I don't have any time, I've got all the tools, but it's hard because I don't have any time to implement them. Go through your calendars, guys. Ask yourself, how am I spending my time? Literally, every single second of your day, start tracking it. How much time are you spending on social media? How much time are you spending watching TV? How much time, you know, do you spend driving every day? Is it necessary? Are there different things that you can move and shift to get out from under what you're perceiving as a drain and hard, okay? So that's idea number 4. Oftentimes, we think we have the tools, and, you know, we realistically probably do have the tool, but we don't know how to use it, and we haven't mastered this internal part of ourselves: mindset, motivation, perception, the beliefs that we carry about what we're capable of in order to begin using the tool. So I will leave you with those guys, but here's how I define hard. When someone says hard, when I say this is hard, here's what it means. It means to have awareness, resilience, and determination. All right, guys, awesome stuff here. Okay, how to progress when it gets hard. Thank you for listening. Here's your motivational mastery for today. I will see you again soon. Please subscribe to the Motivational Mastery playlist on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to have a weekly newsletter that goes out with each one of these videos to guys as well. So if you'd like to be on it, you can private message me. You can email me, Kori, Kori, at thedietdoc.com. You'll get these videos and some more little tidbits each week. So if you miss these and or you want to re-watch them, it makes it really easy. All right, go rock your week, guys. Thanks.